What is going on, everybody? Dadbot Season here. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for coming back. Today we are going to go over the Z06. We've had like a whole series going on about it now. This car is taking over the entire internet, blowing basically every other car out of the water. It's going to be amazing. Everybody's super excited about it, but there needs to be some realistic side coming to this. This car is an expensive car, okay? So GM has not officially released a price. Now it has been rumored, and someone said that two of the largest dealerships, which I don't know about, it's all he said, she said stuff, but they said $89,000 starting MSRP. Cool, not a big deal. That's about, you think well options, like right around probably like 100, 110, maybe even more. But the chances of you getting a car for 100, 110 in the first year, it's slim to none. So basically, I'll do a little history on that for you that don't really know or haven't watched my channel before. I went to C8 Corvette, right here. I went there and I placed 2 deposits down for 2 Z06s. I was there at 5 o'clock in the morning. I waited outside for 7 hours before they started taking deposits at noon. I was number 61 in line when they were taking deposits, like before. So everyone that was there was over 100. There's probably 200 some people there in person. I was 61 person in line. The wife was 62 because I wanted one and she wanted one. Basically, my timestamp there was 12:20 p.m. So 20 minutes after the car was released. I got my email back saying where I was on the list. I was at 1,517 on their list. The wife, who also got timestamp of 12:20, was 1,533 on their list. C8 has changed their policies now. Crazy, after they have my money. But now they're saying only 1 per household, which is fine. So the wife requested her refund back, and honestly, I don't know if I'm going to request mine back or not. But that's going to be for a later video. They'll come back and see that, because I'm not going to get into that craziness in this video. The reason that there were so many people that went there is because they promised a car at MSRP. Normally, the Z06 is about 10% of normal C8 allocations, or normal Corvette allocations of the base model. So the Stingray. Let's say, for example, I guess in 2020, C8 was rumored to get around 1,000 cars. I think it was like 886 or something like that, 2020 models. But you kind of put an asterisk beside that because of, the whole plant shutdown and COVID and all that stuff. Let's just say they get 1,000. Let's make it a round number. 1,000 in a year. That means they're only going to get 100 cars, 10% of that. Now, Chevy has also said that they are going to try to increase the production from 10% to 30%. So if that is the case, then they will get 300 cars a year. That's cool. But that means where I am at on the list at 1,500, which I am by far not the lowest on the list, or not the highest on the list, I should say. That's like a 5-year wait if they get 300 cars a year. Now, could they get more? Sure. Maybe they get 500 cars a year. Well, then I'm still over 3 years. This car is crazy. And the reason I mention that is because that's an MSRP. What this video is about, the markups. We all know it's coming. We all know it's already happening. There's dealerships that are requiring a $25,000, $50,000, even $75,000 deposit to get on their list to get a car, which is crazy. There is also dealerships, which is one located less than an hour from me, that has sent out an email, and I received a screenshot of it, and it said, "Hi, so-and-so. We just want to let you know that we will be selling our Z06s here, and we can get you on the list, but we will be selling at $200,000 over MSRP. $200,000 over. So that means a well-optioned car, which they only order like 3 LT cars for that dealership. They're not going to order it for you. They're going to order a car that they want, that they spec, and then they're going to sell it to you for 200 grand over. Let's just say they do a 3LT Z07 or 3LZ Z07 package. You're looking at probably $350,000 or more for a Corvette. Don't get me wrong. I'm extremely excited about this Corvette. I think it's going to change the game. I think it's going to finally bring that American supercar that's affordable to America and will stick it to the exotic companies. I'm all about it. I'm all for it. But $350,000? Are you kidding me? No shot. That kind of takes the whole affordability out of it. Yes, sure, maybe some of you watching this video can afford a $350,000 car. I guarantee you probably would rather have in a Lamborghini Aventador than a C8 Z06. Granted, unless you're just a diehard American person and you just want American cars, cool. I don't think you really would take that car and put it next to an Aventador and be like, yep, I paid the same amount of money for these. Or I paid more for the Z06. That's wild to me. For that same price range, let's put this into perspective. You can get a Lamborghini Huracan, which is already an amazing car, and you can send it out to get a twin turbo kit to be making over 1,200 wheel horsepower for the same price as a 670 horsepower C8 Z06. The markups are crazy. They are going to destroy the market, and that's why basically this car is unobtainable for the first year. Now, I guarantee you I will get a lot of hate for saying that, and I honestly don't care. It is the truth. The dealerships that you are going to get in and under, you know, you can get their first year car. Awesome. Congratulations. Good for you. But I guarantee you, you are going to get offers on that car. If you by chance get it in MSRP, you are going to get offers probably over $100,000 over that car. And if that dealership is selling them for $200,000 over, maybe you could sell it for $200,000 too. But do you really want to do that? I mean, sure, if you're one of the first ones and that's what your thing is, you're saying that you want this car. So it's give or take. Now, granted, if you're not one of those lucky few that gets MSRP and at a dealership, you know, you get a first year car, you're going to be basically where I am. I put a deposit down. I did the two at Sioka, pulled one back, so now I have one at Sioka, which I might actually cancel. But I also had a deposit on a Z06 down in 2020. I put money down on it. And that one I ended up being rather high on their list, but I still think it will be maybe a 2-year wait for the car. But that's because I refused to pay over for it, because I think the car is going to be worth more than $140,000 when it first comes out? Yes, of course. Everyone does. Everyone agrees that car is going to sell for a crazy amount of money and the value is going to be there. But I don't plan on flipping the car. So I really don't care what the resale value is as soon as I get the car. I'm not going to pay over MSRP because I know that I plan on keeping this car for a very long time. In 10 years, this car is not going to hold its value compared to another car at that caliber, at that price range. So let's just say you did buy the $350,000 car from that dealership. Well, that $350,000 is all of a sudden going to be worth 10 years, maybe $100,000, maybe. So you just lost $250,000 in 10 years because you wanted the car right now. That's not going to be me. Maybe that is you. Maybe you're like, I don't care. I have so much money. I do not care. But for me, I'm not going to do that. I can guarantee probably a lot of you won't either. Yes, will it be cool to have the car first year? Of course, but it's not worth the markups because of what you're going to lose in the end. I mean, we're seeing it with the C8. The C8 has been out for 2 years now, almost 3. Well, technically 3. But you're already starting to see the prices come down. Yes, they are selling for $30,000 over. Still, yes, some of them are. I'll give you that. Everyone is trying to offload them now for the Z06 because you know what's going to happen. When the new car comes out, the new and hottest car comes out, the year or the model prior is not going to hold its value compared to what it did when it was the hottest car out. This car might still sell for over, sure, for the next couple years. Maybe it'll be $10,000 over, maybe $15,000 over, but it will not be $30,000 over. There's no way. There is no way, because at that point you can wait for a Z06 at MSRP and get it for the same price as a Stingray that you're paying $30,000 markup for. It's not going to happen. These markups are going to drive the market crazy. So if you can get an early car, go for it. But I'm telling you right now, most of us will not be able to get an early year car unless you know somebody or unless you have a wallet and you do not mind paying way over sticker. I don't think you'll see a Z06 sell. I know some dealerships are saying $25,000 over MSRP. I think as soon as they see what is to be made on this car, There's no way they're going to honor that 25 grand. They're already, you know, taking the bad way and selling over MSRP. So they're only going to keep climbing on that. So all of a sudden, if they're like, oh yes, 25 grand over MSRP, you agree to it. But then next thing you know, the car comes in and old Bob's Chevy down there, whatever it is, they just sold their Z06 for $100,000 over. This dealership for $25,000 over is not going to be like, well, we promised. No, they're going to be like, okay, let's hike it up. They want to make the money. They're not going to lose out on that. If they're already marking it up, they've already made their mind that they don't care about the customer. They are caring about the money more than anything. So they're not going to switch it up for you. They're not going to be like,
well, we're already doing the wrong thing, so might as well just do a little bit wrong by a little. Let's commit a crime.
It's not really a crime. But I'm saying, in the mind of a criminal, it's like, oh, let me commit a crime and just not get the best out of it. You know what I mean? It's not going to happen. So these cars, you're going to see some crazy markups. You're going to see, I think the $200,000 over will probably be one of the highest. But I do not doubt 100 grand over MSRP will be coming this way. And definitely at least 50 grand. At the very least 50 grand. Now, we saw the same thing with the Stingray though. The Stingray came out, people were charging 10, 15 grand over MSRP. Next thing you know, a couple people started selling it for 30 grand over, 25, 30 grand over, and now everyone was selling it for 30 grand over. So maybe in these first Z06s that come out, someone will say, I'm selling it 50 grand over MSRP. Okay, cool. You can buy that and then wait a month, 2 months, and then see that it turns into 100 grand. You can sell it to 100 grand over MSRP. Then you're making a 50 grand profit on it. Sure, but I'm telling you, if you are trying to get this car at MSRP, it's probably not going to happen, at least in the first year. I don't think it will happen in the first 2 or 3 years, honestly. This car is going to be so hard, and there's only a few dealerships that are actually sticking to their guns and selling it at MSRP. So, good luck. Hopefully you got on their list. I know there's thousands and thousands of people on these lists, and who knows how many cars they're going to make. With the Z06 being a hand-built motor, I don't see the production numbers being outrageous. You know what I mean? As of right now, they said it's supposed to be like 10 or 12 people that are going to be building the engines. If that's the case, even if they built one engine a day each, that's 12 engines a day. Well, let's just say 10. We'll just say 10 for math purposes. 10 engines a day times 5, that's 50 engines a week. So, I mean, right there, you're at 200 a month. So then you're at 2,400 a year, maybe. That's not enough. You know what I mean? Like, that's not enough for the whole country. So, or the whole world, actually, at that point. So, I don't know. I just don't think that this car is going to be as easy as everybody thinks it's going to be. I mean, we all know it's going to be hard, but I think it's going to be way harder than we've ever thought of. I mean, the C8 is already hard to get your hands on. So this car is going to just be a whole nother level of trying to get your hands on it. So be prepared for the markups. I wouldn't pay it unless you have the money and you want to gamble it. At that point, that's what you're doing. You're paying over and you're taking the gamble of whether you're either going to flip the car and make more profit, or you're taking the gamble that the car is going to hold value, which, granted, the first couple of years, yeah, it probably will. It might even go up a little bit. But it's not going to hold it over 10 years. You know what I mean? It's just not. This is not a 1 of 200 car. This is not something like that. This car is going to be mass produced. Not 50,000 a year, but it's going to be over the next 4 or 5 years. They're going to be cranking these cars out. So every year is going to diminish the value a little bit more. And then the ZR1 is going to come out and it's going to plummet again, or the next model of C8 is going to come out, or the next crazy car. This car just has the market right now in the corner, and it can do whatever it wants. But times always change. Everyone's always evolving. There's going to be something else coming out. Do I still want my Z06? Yes, of course I do, because I think that's the perfect car, especially for me. I think it hits every box, it checks all the boxes, and it sounds great. I mean, it's just an awesome car, and for the money, I don't really think you can beat it, but that's right now. Who knows what's going to happen in 5 years? If you do want this car, be careful of the markups. I think they're going to get even worse and worse and worse, and we're going to see some absolutely crazy numbers, but just be patient. If you are on a list, be patient. If not, get a Stingray. Get a Stingray. and enjoy the ride. Enjoy it and relax, because this is going to be absolutely chaotic, and it's not going to be financially responsible. But I'm not telling you how to spend your money. It's your money. You made it. You're smart enough to make that kind of money to afford this car. You know what to do. But that's all I got. Please be careful of all the markups, and I would not be surprised, and don't be like, oh, my dealership said they were going to sell it to me at MSRP, but when the car came in, they told me $100,000 over. It's going to happen. It's going to happen a lot more than you guys think, and hopefully it doesn't happen to you guys. But if you do get a dealership that says, I'll sell it to you for $10,000 over MSRP, 25, whatever you're happy paying, or at MSRP, go in there, get it in writing. Have them sign the paper saying that's what it is. Because then you got a foot to stand on. If it's over the phone, you got nothing to stand on. Even if you record the call, they're not going to be like, oh, well, that's this person, blah, blah, blah. They'll be like, oh, I don't know. Oh, he didn't know. Get it in writing, hand signatures, you're good to go. All right, thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy today's video, make sure you smash that like button. Definitely subscribe. Tell anyone and everyone you know to hop on the Dad Bod Season train. Join the Dad Bod Season family, and I will see you all next time. Dad Bod Season out.